Dude, I'm showing everything. Good evening, good day, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Hi, my name is Rain. Welcome to my channel, where I discuss Fantasy Formula 1. My god. What a day I've had. And I don't know if it's all the work I've had this past, few days, or if it's Monaco GP that's making my head spin, but we'll figure it out. Let's put the desktop back. Fun information for all of you. For the first time, I am live on Twitch as well. So, top of the description, you can go, and if you prefer to watch it on Twitch and chat there, you can. For now, we obviously have more interactions on YouTube, so YouTube chat is what will be displayed. But definitely go and follow there and show some support there. The plan is that in the future, we'll do, like, watch-alongs on Twitch. So, we'll do, like, the deadline stream on YouTube, and then move over to Twitch for the watch-along portion of the stream, because YouTube does not like watch-alongs. So, that's the plan. But for now, Twitch is just there if you want to follow. So, would be greatly appreciated if you're on that platform, But I will not stop streaming on YouTube. I'm gonna, the deadline stream is always going to be on YouTube. It's also on Twitch now. So yeah, I do have Twitch chat open as well, but you will not be displayed on screen. What's the update on Hamilton? You need to update me on Hamilton, because I don't know. I literally rushed home. Okay, before we get into F1 Fantasy chat, let's discuss some real life stuff. So my city constructed a new bridge like 2 years back. Wonderful new bridge, goes over the river, fantastic, easier connections. You would think they made it one of those is it a drawbridge? Is that what it's called in English? Where it can open up to allow taller ships to come through. And well, let's just say that bridge has broken down and stopped working like 14 times. So I'm on my way home from work, going over that bridge, and I see that the bridge is open. I'm like, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to wait like 5-10 minutes. That's fine. What could go wrong? So it's all the way up. I wait for it to lower, which, by the way, because the ship had to go through, so that took like 5 to 10 minutes. And then when it goes down, the lights, the red lights don't stop, and the things don't go up, the things don't open. So I'm sitting there, front of the queue, like, okay, what's going on? I've already been standing here for 7 minutes. Surely, like, it's gonna open up any second. I wait for another 5 minutes, and then I'm like, I see a few people behind me turn around and leave, and I'm like, I should probably just leave, but surely it's gonna open right now, right? I see a guy in like a yellow vest come out. He like walks onto the bridge, inspects it like 3 or 4 times, then comes back and just says, sorry, not working. So I stood there for like 15 minutes waiting, and then I had to drive all the way back up and around. So all in all, it was like another 10-minute detour. So it took me 25 extra minutes to get home. So yeah, just ramp it. Just ramp it next time. I actually might. How they've messed up that bridge so badly is insane. That bridge costs taxpayers like millions and millions and millions as well. What team selection for Limitless? I think the Limitless team selection is super easy. Unless there's something going on with Hamilton. Has something happened to Hamilton? Someone said, what's the update on Ham? I don't know what the update is on Ham. Because I have not seen FP3. So, Hamilton out for the qualifying? What's happened to Hamilton? He crashed. Okay, yeah. Alright, he crashed. Will he... So we don't know... So we don't know if he's starting quali then. He hit the wall. How badly did he hit the wall? Can I look at this without getting demonetized? Hamilton crash. FP3. Hamilton crash at the end of FP3. I'm watching it now. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Okay. No, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, the chassis is fine. It's just suspension. There's no way he doesn't start. It doesn't look like any chassis damage, so I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be able to start. Now, granted, will everything be working as it did before? We don't know. Alright, so, anyway, Limitless team is for sure still McLaren, Ferrari, and then it's, maybe you can make the argument that you skip out on Hamilton because of this, but I don't think you do. Yeah, it doesn't look like chassis damage, it just looks like the suspension and the wheels. Well, anyway, yeah, you can maybe make the argument that you skip Hamilton, but I still think you go for Ferrari on Limitless. Alright, yeah, that's the Hamilton crash. Okay, I'm caught up. Yeah, alright, I think you for sure go for McLaren, Ferrari, you go for double McLaren driver, you go for Charles Leclerc, you go for Max Verstappen, and then you go for Hamilton probably. If you're scared of Hamilton not starting, then I don't know, slot Russell in there. But I don't think it's gonna be a problem. If I popped Limitless, I would probably put it on Hamilton. Yeah, he's fine for qualifying, not hard. Gearbox is out? No, it doesn't look like the gearbox is out. Am I smoking? There was concerns about Hammy's gearbox. I don't see how the gearbox is smashed from there. What are your plans for the team on screen right now? Merc gotta go right. Yeah, okay, so slight spoiler alerts. Merc definitely has to go. For sure has got to go. It's actually kind of incredible how badly Merc has to go when, like, last week it really wasn't a priority to get rid of them at all. So I have to sell Mercedes here, and the thing is I can just go to Red Bull, but ideally I would go for Ferrari. The problem here is I can't sell Hadjar then, right? If I want Ferrari, I only have 4.4 million, so I would have to keep Hadjar. And ideally I don't keep Hadjar, right? Because Hadjar doesn't look great for budgets. So I have some things to think about for this team. I don't actually know what I want to do. Like, Hadjar is super likely to drop in price, but I guess he could come up with a, master qualifying sesh again. Yep. It would be so easy if Ferrari was just not an option this week. But I think I'm likely... I would have to sell Albon, but I also don't want to sell Albon. Do I just Limitless on this team? Actually? I think I've already made my moves on it. Yeah. Do I just Limitless on this team? I think I'm kind of down to Limitless, no? Like, what... Yes, it's not the best team for budget gains, obviously. But why not? It's not like Mercedes is not going to increase in price. Alright, hold on. And it does look like a really, really good week for Limitless. Would it take a -10 to replace Hadjar? That's the thing, though. Like, I suppose I could do a -10 to do, like... And who would it be alongside Gasly? I would take Gasly and... Budget Builder. I can't afford Tsunoda. I can't afford Albon. It would probably just be Hulkenberg, no? Probably just Hulkenberg. I'm not super enticed by the Hulkenberg pick, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So I could do a -10 to get Ferrari in, but I don't know how happy I am with that. New FIA documenting for Carlos Sainz. Fantastic. We love to see it. Love more things happening. I mean, I'm not getting Sainz this week anyway. Gasly over Sainz. Yeah, the thing is, like, Gasly's really likely to increase in price. Sainz is going to drop in price. And that's the thing. I've been discussing that. If you didn't see my... Okay. gather my thoughts before I open my mouth and don't just spew words out that doesn't make any sense in any, given order. In my final thoughts video that I posted yesterday evening, if you haven't seen that yet, I discussed a lot, like, the upsides and the downsides of going for budgets versus points, right? Because I think Alonso is pretty good for points this week. If he can replicate the like, compared to other assets, I don't think he's gonna score like a 20 point or anything like that, but like, for 5 million, I would much rather have Fernando Alonso for points than like Gabriel Bortoleto. The thing is, Fernando Alonso is 100% likely to drop in price unless he like wins the race. I don't know. Like, he's gonna drop in price. So do I sacrifice 4.5 million for a potential 5-point upside? Probably not. It's even more difficult, however, when we talk about something like Charles Leclerc, right? Because Charles Leclerc is also super likely to, at least not rise 0.3, but probably also drop in price. But if he wins, he probably gets driver of the day and, all that stuff. So the answer is I don't know. Does Sainz have a grid penalty? I don't know. Tagging Discord with it. Okay, I'll check it. Breach. Uh-oh. This is today, though. In practice, too. Well, I mean, this gave Bearman a 10-place grid penalty, so... Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you for the information, Kelleroy. Loss is looking good for this week. I mean, a lot of drivers are looking good for points that necessarily don't look great for budget increases, right? So, obviously, -10 is on the cards here for this, but I just don't know how willing I am to take a -10. I mean, probably -10 is definitely worth it to get Ferrari in there. But the thing is, I could just get Ferrari in there just by keeping Hadjar, right? I could just do this and this. So is it worth taking a -10 to just get rid of Hadjar for Hulkenberg? For the, the budget gains of Hulkenberg? I mean, that's really what we're asking, right? Because I could just do this. Two free transfers, call it a day, Hadjar drops in price. So is it worth 10 points to get Hulkenberg in over Hadjar? That's also a question. Like, is 10 points... And I think that answer is no. I would probably not do that. So in that case, I stick with this. F1 predicts? Yeah, we'll do F1 predicts in a second, but I just went live, so we need to discuss some things first. If you use a wildcard, you can final fix as much as you want. You can't final fix if you wildcard. You can only use 1 transfer per week. Are you going for Limitless? I'm considering it. I'm definitely considering it. Okay, I do want to show something. If you're not in F1 Fantasy Tools Discord, you should be. Quick plug, if you want the premium features of F1 Fantasy Tools, you have the code right next to me. But yesterday when they posted, or was it this morning? It was middle of the night. Reither, who is the lead analyst at F1 Fantasy Tools, who does all the simulations, posted, unless something drastic happens in FP3, Limitless is quite certain here. Plus 91 expected points in round in RW8 between best points team versus Limitless, or plus 109 points in RW8 between best budget team. So I don't know what RW8 stands for. It's probably race week 8. So plus 91 points delta to the best points wise team, and plus 109 points for best budget building team. And a lot of people are running budget building teams. And we discussed it in my Limitless video that anything above 80 delta points on Limitless is really good. That's a good Limitless. And if you can go as high as 109 points, we're talking Saudi levels of Limitless delta here. And what I mean by Limitless delta is the difference between a Limitless team and a non-Limitless team. And you want the difference to be as large as possible. That's why we're considering using Limitless in Monaco, which otherwise is a quite low scoring track. Because all the other assets are going to score very, very low. Show it on screen? Yeah, I can show it on screen. Give me a second, so I just don't show anything else I'm not supposed to show. Here we go. So this is on the analyst simulation. We can do this. Here, so currently would be McLaren plus Ferrari plus Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Hamilton, Verstappen. And if anyone wants to pause it and look at the data, you can do so. But I'm not smart enough to understand this. Oh, more data here. Yeah, so like, if you ever wonder like, oh, what is behind the scenes of all the budget building stuff on F1 Fantasy Tools, it's this. So I'm not gonna pretend like I understand all of this. I understand some of it, but essentially the predictions are not predictions, the simulations really like Limitless here. Like, really like Limitless here. And if the simulations are usually like lowballing it slightly, like Limitless, I like Limitless. So I think I'm just gonna eat the points drop on, or the budget drop, I guess, on Hajar. Because the difference is, right, so let's go back to this team. There is a very big possibility that we get to Barcelona next week and Ferrari are 4th fastest again. No? Like, Ferrari are good because they slapped on their specs from last year when they were dominant in Monaco. Like, they built this rear wing for Monaco specifically, and it's working really well. So, like, this, you know, Hajar looks likely to drop in price, but at least then I keep Albon. Like, my option is, if I don't Limitless, I sell Albon for, you know, I do this. I think I'm not gonna sell Hajar for -10. That seems completely incorrect, in my opinion. But this is going to be my transfer for my 2 free transfers if I don't Limitless. I can guarantee you this with 100% certainty. And then whether I final fix Oscar Piastri to Leclerc or not, that depends on qualifying, obviously. But I do think it's very, very important that we get it correct here. That, I'm not going to advise anyone. So if you want to drop your team submissions in the Discord channel, you can do so. And we're going to go through them in a second. But I'm not going to advise anyone to buy Leclerc this week. Like, selling Piastri to Leclerc is a bad transfer, in my opinion. I think, like, if you want Leclerc, you final fix him in after he's already gotten pole. 100%. Because it's not like Piastri's going to qualify P12. You know, unless he crashes, but that's besides the point. Alright. Since I'm going to be live and you know, my thoughts are all over the place. If anyone sees an update on Hamilton, please let me know. But I do suspect it's going to be fine. What is the poll? 57% say yes. Interesting. Still a lot of people saying no. I thought it would be more in favor of actually just using it. Want to change Hajar instead of Albon? Well, who? That's the thing. I don't have enough budgets, Alexander. Like, I can't just buy Ferrari here. And if I sell Hajar to get Ferrari, I have 4.4 million. So I can't afford it. I'm poor. I wish I could just do this, but I can't. So if I want Ferrari, I have to sell Albon instead. I don't have a choice. If you go Limitless and 2x there are... I think if you Limitless, you should never 2x the most common 2xer. So I would probably 2x. If I Limitless, I'd probably 2x on Leclerc. Sarge has twice, but why not Williams? Oh, that's fine, Rose. I miss a lot of chats. So it's okay to ask like 2 or 3 times. Just don't spam it, right? That's my usual thing. If I see 3 chats from the same person, like in the same sort of column, then I can time someone out. But asking again is totally fine. Why not Williams? It's a good question. I think it's just because we really like the look of Ferrari points wise. So I think Williams is a good option. It's just that I want Ferrari. That's what we're discussing here. Like if I'm doing the Limitless switch, we have a whole different, you know, assortment of issues that arise. I mean, then I probably get Yuki Tsunoda, right? It's not a bad move, but obviously I don't have. Honestly, then I don't have Ferrari, and I do think Ferrari are going to score a lot of points this week. Verstappen is insane. Why he isn't a fantasy option? He's just slightly too expensive. It's for the same reason that Norris is not a fantasy option yet. But I do think Verstappen will be a fantasy option soon. Like, let me make a Verstappen team here. I think, obviously you would have to go without Albon, but You know, I'm putting Red Bull Racing in here, but you could really do this with Ferrari even. But let's just do Red Bull Racing. I think a team like this is going to be really, really strong going forward. Whereas Hulkenberg, there you go. Like, this is a strong team. I'm just saying that there's a lot of transfers to get to, and right now, I just don't think you can sell McLaren. So you would have to make a lot of transfer with your cheap drivers, and that leaves you quite inflexible. Because I do think, like, give it a week and watch, like, Carlos Sainz become a super popular option because he's decreased in price again, and then suddenly looks good for price increases. So I think you want to be in a position where you could easily bring someone like a Pierre Gasly or Carlos Sainz or I don't know who else is a good option for this, but you know, maybe you know, Alex Albon is a good option when they perform, so you can get their budget rises, right? Alonso as well, yeah, but Alonso's super cheap, so I do think I think everyone will have Alonso in their team next week. We kind of have to plan ahead because next week Bortoletto's not going to change the price, and then Alonso's going to drop 0.6 and be 4.5 million. I think the most common transfer next week is going to be Bortoletto to Alonso, just a straight switch, right? That looks like a really good move. Is it still expected to rain? I don't think so. Last time I looked, it looked fine. If you don't Limitless this week, when would you? I would Limitless either in Spa, if the sprint qualifying looks good, and if not, it would be Hungary. Those are my only other two options that I would go for. If you didn't have a -10, do you bring in Ferrari instead of Limitless? Yes, I think so. If I could keep Albon and just do like Hadjar to whatever and still get Ferrari in there, I don't think I would Limitless. If Hamilton gets a 5-place grid competitor for new gearbox, would Ferrari still be the best option? I think yes, just because there's a lot of points to be gained in winning, and I do think Leclerc is favored to win. If Sainz scores 5 this week, he'll need 9 points next week for a 0.3. Sainz can't increase 0.3. I assume you mean 0.2 or 0.6. Shh, Daniel, don't tell anyone. Hesitant with Limitless because of the 2 pit stop rule? Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, things could happen with the 2 pit stop rule. I discussed that in my... Oh my god, my hair is everywhere. Yeah, 0.2, that's fine. I think... Whoa. The 2 pit stop rule is also what I discussed in my final thoughts video with someone like an Ollie Behrman, who has a 10-place grid penalty. Like, do you not see Behrman just pitting? You're starting on softs, and if he doesn't get a good start and overtakes a couple of cars in the beginning, he just pits lap 1 and goes hards. Drop that like. True, actually. Make sure you like the stream. What are we on? 21 likes with 360 viewers is honestly pretty tragic. So I'm gonna need some more likes, like right now. Oh, it's on 79. Never mind. I'm the blind one. 400 viewers. Are people not live again? My god. Hello, everyone. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot. That means you could also chat in the lovely chat we have above me right here. I apologize that my mustache is not properly twirled today, and that my hair is all over the place, but... You know, I got stuck in traffic. Actually, not even in traffic. I got stuck by a bridge on the way home from work. So, you know, we're just here raw, I suppose. If you want to submit your team for the team submission portion of this live stream, you can do so in the Discord, link below. And if you want to check me out on Twitch, I am live for the first time on Twitch as well. Top of the description if you want to watch it there. The plan is that in the future we're going to do watch-alongs on Twitch, and the deadline streams are going to be on both. So I will be live on Twitch more than I will be on YouTube, but I will never leave YouTube with the deadline streams. So definitely go over there. What town do you live in, Mr. Rain? Do I want to reveal that? Yeah, I can say. It's in Uppsala, north of Stockholm. What Limitless team do you prefer? I think even despite Hamilton's crash, I think it's just McLaren, Ferrari, Piastri, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen. Yo, I just joined. Why not Ferrari? I haven't made my transfers yet. I want to get Ferrari. No negative with the versus final fix versus Limitless. I mean, there's a lot of NN versus FF versus LL. I don't actually know what the best plan is here. I have already used no negative, obviously, and I don't think I would use no negative here in Monaco. I mean, maybe it could be a crazy one. Yes, it is. Is it time for Limitless? I am considering it. Highly, highly considering it. Highly, highly considering it. Yeah, I wish I could just do one transfer, keep Hajar, and just do this, but I just don't have enough money in the bank. I did not answer this, Calendore. My rival is using his no negative in this race. Will that impact my Limitless delta to the points it's not worth it? I mean, no, not if you're no negative delta. It gets sort of tricky because you can't really compare it in the same way anymore. You kind of have to compare when you use no negative to his delta then, and sort of do a plus minus whatever. Yes, I am studying in Uppsala. No negative for rookie drivers. Yeah, that is also why I'm considering Limitless, right? Because I can get rid of rookie drivers. Can you make transfers before Limitless? No, you cannot. When you activate Limitless and make transfers, all your team is going to revert back to what it was the previous weekend after this weekend. So, you know, after my Limitless, it's going to revert back to this exact team, which means Hadjar is going to drop in price. Mercedes might drop in price, depending. Do we think Mercedes is going to get... What does Mercedes need to get again? 33 points? It's possible if they have a good pit stop. And they will have a multiple options for that. Albon or Yuki? I think I prefer Albon, actually. I mean, like, Yuki is only slightly better for budget. Yeah, I'm on the fence with the budget building options. Hulk is weak and do not trust Gas. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm not really super hyped about getting Hulkenberg or getting Gasly. You know, points-wise, I'm going to get Sainz. I'm going to get Alonso. Maybe take a punt on Bearman. But just, like, budget building-wise, there's no reason to go for them. It's really unfortunate. Piastri or Leclerc? You definitely start Piastri. There's no reason to do the transfer. Just like if you're on Limitless, obviously you get Leclerc. But don't make a transfer Piastri to Leclerc. If you want Leclerc, wait until he gets pole and then final fix him in. In a budget tier list, which is better. Well, we're going to do the entire budget tier list in a second. We should do it now, actually, probably. Let me... Alright. Let me get the tier list up. So if it's your first time here, every deadline stream we have a couple of segments that we always do. We always do a quick round of F1 predicts, which I will do in a second. We always do the team submissions. We always do tip of the week, and then we do the driver tier list. And the driver tier list changes from every week because obviously the budget options or the budget prospects, I suppose, change every week. So let me get my little impromptu tier list up and running. Wow, I disappeared. Huh? That's unfortunate. Give me a second. Yeah, that is not... don't worry about it. We're fixing it. We're fixing it. This is definitely how I wanted my day to go. There we go. And... whoops. Don't worry about it. Alright, something like that. Okay, we're back. Crisis averted. Let's do... Here we go. Alright, this was obviously last week, so let's jumble them up. I'm gonna go through this quicker now because I realize we're out of time and I need to like actually lock in my own team this week. So, Jack Duan is still Giga F. Okay. Okay, we're gonna speedrun this today. Lock in and go for it. So we have Liam Lawson, bad for budget, decent for points. I'm gonna put him C tier because even though he looks okay for points, it's not like he's a fantastic option or anything like that. So Liam Lawson C tier. I mean, Colapinto's still S tier. He's the best driver at 4.5 million. I'm gonna put him A just because he's a rookie and it's Monaco. Okay. We gotta give rookies a penalty because it's Monaco. I think Russell is like the epitome of B tier. He's not bad, but like, why would you go for him realistically? Max Verstappen. I kind of have to put Max Verstappen S. No, he's an A tier driver. Like he's really good if you want to build a Verstappen team and you believe in Verstappen to take the win. He's good, but he's not someone I would rush. Like S tier is like you have to go and get these drivers. I think Norris like similar. If you have Norris is great. It's just not really what I want to go for. 10 place grid penalty. Haas can do some funky things with the two mandatory 2 pit stops. Bad for budget though. I'm gonna put him C. I'm not gonna put him F because like there's actually some play to having Behrman. Yuki Tsunoda is actually pretty good this week. Looks good for budget. Yeah, just an A tier solid driver. Hadjar, I'm going to put Hadjar in B. Good in qualifying, but then he's a rookie, so that sort of cancels each other out. So he would get boosted because he's good in qualifying, but get a penalty because he's a rookie driver. And he doesn't look great for budget gains this week. But again, he's super cheap, so if you have him, you have him, and it's not the end of the world. Carlos Sainz, I think, is similar. Looks good for points, not great for budget, but better than these guys. Then we have Gasly. I'm going to put Gasly in A tier as well. Not a must-have driver, but a really good buy nonetheless. It's a great way to like downgrade Albon to a Ford Ferrari. I think Fernando Alonso is also B. If you want to go for him, you can. He could be good in qualifying, could get some points, but ultimately, do you want to buy him when you know he's going to drop to 4.5 million this week? I don't know. Lance Stroll is good for budget, I guess, but he's also on a really awkward price point. I'm also going to put him B alongside Alonso. Bortoletto, you know, there's no S tier driver. He also gets he would be S, but he gets demoted because he's a rookie. Hulkenberg, my god. Okay, we need to move the flag. Hulkenberg is also an A tier, I think. Like, I'm not going to rush out to get Hulkenberg, but he's not bad. I think Ocon is probably like one of the worst options this week. He's just way too expensive. Just sell him. There's no reason to keep Ocon. I think Albon is really good, but is he S tier? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Hamilton, he's good, but is he A tier good? Okay, A tier needs... I'm running out of room. Monaco, what are you doing to me? I'm going to move him over here because I do think he's better than, like, Russell. But it's not someone I would rush to buy either. But he's not a bad option either. I think Leclerc is probably S. No, you need to... Okay, I'm just going to rename this. It's S- this week. Okay? It's S-. There we go. And Antonelli is objectively, like, terrible. Rookie penalty, bad for, you know, everything. Alright, this is the tier list. New Sims up? Oh no. I don't have time for this. Have you done calculation on FF like comparing Oscar starting P2 and Leclerc P1? No, but that sounds really interesting and I do want to do that now. Alright, I need you guys to spell. Okay, what Steinsvog just said. Should we do that? Should we make calculations right now? Time 1:50. Okay, Nixie. Listen. We haven't done F1 Predict yet. We haven't done team submissions. I need to finalize my team. And there's like 14 other things I want to talk about. Yeah, see, people want me to do... Okay, alright. Where was he? Alright. Yeah, I think this is a really good question from Steinswag. And obviously we have to use paint, because that's the only way to make calculations. Ba, 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 ba. Let us do this. Okay. Leclerc. Piastri. Okay. Let's assume Leclerc gets 10 points for qualifying. And Piastri's second, right? 9 points for qualifying. Leclerc then wins the race. No overtakes. 25 points. Just straight up. Boom. No positions gained. No positions lost. Just 25 points. Piastri does the same, but gets second. So he gets 18 points. Then Leclerc winning definitely gets driver of the day. So this is race. This is driver of the day. And this is fastest lap. And I do think being in clean air, he has a good opportunity getting fastest lap. But I'm not even going to count it for now. So, on the 2x, that equals, so we have, obviously, with the final fix, so you get 9 points, so this is the final fix, right? Final fix strat. So you get Piastri's 9-pointer, you final fix to Leclerc, 18 points here, this is 35 points. So, that is 35 minus 18 is 17 times 2, so 17 times 2 is equal to 34 point difference. So the final fix then is worth 34 points if this happens. Reminder, if you limitless, you can't FF. Yes, true. That is correct. But if you final fix, you already have Leclerc, so you won't need to do this. So 34 points, I think, is a good final fix. I think final fix is definitely worth it if yeah, exactly. Why would you FF if you have a limitless? No, you wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Calculations in paints in S tier, true. It's also going no negative this week. I personally wouldn't. I would rather just pop limitless, but I think it's fine. And if you also like P3 or P4 is even better. Exactly. So I think like minimum points. There's no way Leclerc wins and doesn't get driver of the day, right? S plus for the hand waiting. Yep, thank you. I do my best. Confused between final fix and no negative. Yes, I just don't think it's a no negative weekend. I'm gonna be that bold and say it. I personally won't advise anyone to go for no negative. Should I limitless though? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know, man. What do I lose? Is it raining? 3x weekend? 3x is like in a 3x has to be used in a sprint weekend, like super late. Yeah, limitless, man. Just limitless looks so good points wise, and like I only really lose budget on Hajar. The question is, will I have enough budget next week then if I limitless to go Hajar to Gasly? Probably not. 7.6. No, no shot. No shot. Well, that means next week I probably have to sell Albon. I would only have 2 free transfers. I would either have to take another price loss from Hajar. I would probably have to do Albon down. Mercedes might have to be sold again. How's the weather? Isn't it supposed to rain? I mean, it looked like it a bit, but I'm unsure now. Weather, Monaco. No, it looks like it's gonna be no rain. What I can see, it looks dry. And even if it was gonna rain, that would be for quali only. But no, it doesn't look like there's gonna be any rain. So I think that devalues final fix as well. It's like 30% chance to rain. I see it as currently. I see it as a like 10% chance to rain. I don't know what. I mean, maybe yeah. FP3 was very sunny. It was. If you limit us now, you'd miss out on 0.7 budget. I suppose. Okay, I mean, I think Albon is gonna increase 0.2 probably. Mercedes is probably increasing 0.1, maybe 0.3 if I'm lucky. Hadjar would decrease by 0.2 or 0.6. The thing is that, like, it could be just Hadjar to... I suppose next week my transfer out would be Hadjar to Alonso anyway. So, ideally, what does Hadjar need to get? I mean, Hadjar's not getting 9 points, right? So Hadjar is... Is Hadjar getting 4 points? Maybe, if I'm lucky. But likely is a Hadjar drops... Let's assume worst case scenario where Hadjar drops 0.6 million. In that instance, Hadjar goes down to 4.7, and then I transfer Alonso in, who's at 4.5, as my one transfer next week, and then maybe upgrade Mercedes if I want to. Why Limitless not better sprint week? Okay, so the reason, Tyler, I've made an entire video about this, but it's all about the delta to non-limitless teams, and what that means is that, like, the reason you limitless is to get more points over the people who don't limitless, not to get the most amount of points possible. Because in a sprint weekend, normal teams actually score a decent amount of points. Because there's a lot of overtakes in the sprints. Meaning that, like, even someone like a, I don't know, Isaac Hadjar might get a lot of points in the sprints. Or, you know, an Ole Behrman might get points in the sprints. So the non-limitless teams actually get more points in a sprint weekend, meaning that your limitless is less valued because the delta points, meaning the points difference between your team and someone who didn't limitless, is less. And ideally you want to have like 80 plus points delta. I think like 60 points or lower is bad, right? I think 60 to 80 is okay, not fantastic, and 80 and above is good. 100 plus is insane. And for example, Saudi this year, and both Saudi and Japan, low overtake tracks were amazing limitless delta, like above 100 essentially. Yeah, last year used limitless in China was the best. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but last year, most people used it in Miami, and Miami was a terrible. Like Miami last year, most people used limitless, and it was a terrible weekend for limitless. China happened to be one of the best, but that was just because Max Verstappen started like 10th and won in the sprint, so he got a lot of overtakes, meaning that he, you know, the limitless team was really good because of what happened in the sprint qualifying. So it can be good in sprints, but it's never a guarantee. Would you leave budget to get up to Norris on FF strats? No, I wouldn't. So the final fix strat is just you have Piastri and you might downgrade it to Leclerc if Leclerc performs well. That's the final fix strat. Team submissions in 7 minutes. I think Williams Barcelona looks great. Then Leclerc on final fix. Such a nice budget move. And then we go limitless in Spa. That is a good option as well. Ish. How does the Horkle leave it? If it's a single move, then sure, but don't take a hit for it. Colapinto officially not getting grid penalty. Okay. Do I have to use the final fix before locking? No. You use it after the qualifying is over. That's the good part about final fix. Limitless or no? Do we think some top drivers will crash? I mean, I hope not. I don't know what to do, man. I really want to get Ferrari in, but I also don't want to sell Albon. Maybe I don't limitless. Maybe I commit. Maybe I do what Antonio just said, right? The Williams option, and then like actually just commit to limitless in Spa or Hungary. But limitless looks so good points wise. What's your limitless this week? If you're limitless, it's McLaren, Ferrari, triple McLaren, triple Ferrari plus Max. Hulk or Gasly? If I could choose, I would pick Gasly, because like Gasly could actually put a P6, you know, on quali. Like Hulk cannot do that. This is such a difficult decision. I don't know. I actually don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do here. I feel like I should limitless on one team. I'm not gonna limitless on any of my other teams. And like the team that's doing really well, I'm not limitlessing because I've already used it in Saudi. I think I might just limitless, guys. And then next week I could just do Highjar to Alonso, and then change Mercedes if I need to. I think I'm just gonna Limitless. I think it's time. F Fantasy Tools nothing. Hadrian has a 55% chance of getting 0.6. 0.6 increase or decrease? Yeah, minus here. Yeah, yeah, minus 0.6. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Is Ferrari Williams too risky? That sounds really, really risky, but we'll have better races to Limitless. Just get rid of the chip, man. Trust me. Dude, I've never seen a chat more indecisive. Sorry I'm late. That's okay, Celtic. You're just missing us panic over using Limitless. I would not Limitless in Monaco without a wildcard to save my budget next week. That is a good option. And okay, so if I don't Limitless, do I get Ferrari? Do I transfer out Albon and get Ferrari and stick Hadjar in there? I just don't want Hadjar, right? I apologize for that. Oh yeah. Is this what we do? Just no Ferrari. Ferrari less. Russell or Hamilton Limitless? I would go for Hamilton. Limitless time. Ferrari's that's the thing. I feel crazy to go without Ferrari. I actually feel completely mental going without Ferrari. It goes against every grain in my body to go without Ferrari. Chat is losing it. I'm losing it. I'm flip-flopping every minute. How am I supposed to do... Okay, there's new simulations. We need to look at that before we can even look at team submissions. Yes, Hamilton's car would be ready for qualifying. I would be very surprised if it's not. Final Fix gets you a piece of Ferrari. Go Limitless, question mark. Yeah, okay. I do like Final Fix a lot. I mean, we're just keeping Hadjar to drop in price. Rain, we missed Saudi, we missed Japan. I just went for it in Miami and had good delta. Just go for it. Yep. We have 1 hour to do Limitless. Yep, 1 hour. Save FF for future. I do like the Final Fix play a lot. What would an ideal Williams lineup look like? At this point, I don't even know. Probably like Albon plus Tsunoda. McLaren Williams or Ferrari Williams. Send the LL. Dude, I've literally never seen the chat this with you know, these massive differential opinions. What lineup would you pick? This is the lineup I would pick if I had 3 transfers. But I don't think it's worth a -10 to sell Hadjar for Hulkenberg. Limitless lust for life. You should look at Spain to decide how many transfers you're going to need there. Okay, so if I keep Hadjar, which I most likely have to if I want to get Ferrari in there. The only way I don't keep Hadjar is if I do Williams, and I don't think I'm going to do that play. So my likely transfer in Spain is Hadjar out for Alonso, because Alonso's going to be 4.5 million. And it's his home race, right? And then I would have Mercedes, so maybe I have to do Mercedes up to like Ferrari or Red Bull. Probably Red Bull. The Limitless Delta looks insane. Like, it looks absolutely insane. Surely I just have to go for it. Like, when else is this opportunity gonna arise? The Erasmus on Leclerc, yeah. I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. Have you ever had a successful Limitless? Not really, no. Every time I've Limitless, it's gone wrong. Well, that's not true. On my other team, I Limitless in Saudi, and it was amazing. But, like, on my main team, I've never had a good Limitless. I had Limitless if you do. That's so much pressure. You can't say that, Maywin. Maven, you cannot say that. What would you consider a good delta for Limitless and no Limitless? Like 80 plus points. I'd want Alonso and Sainz in Spain for sure. I'm probably not getting Sainz in Spain. I don't know how I get that team. Might have to do a minus. I mean, okay, so okay, let's say I do. I'll do the opposite of you. That's so funny. All right, so okay, imagine. I've Limitless, right? I come back, I get this team in Spain, 2 free transfers only. I want to get rid of Mercedes again. Hadjar has to be downgraded to Alonso, which, you know, it's going to be, you know, the difference in price here is actually, you know, pretty much the same. It's just going to be, I lose 0.1 million, right? And then I could do Albon to Sainz, because it's his home race, get both the Spaniards in, and then I have enough budget to upgrade Mercedes to, like, Ferrari, if I want Ferrari, for a -10. So that is probably my move. If I don't want to do the -10 and Mercedes look fine, I could keep Mercedes. I could also just not sell Albon and not have Sainz. Maybe just upgrade this to Red Bull Racing. There are options in Spain for sure. All right, I'm gonna Limitless. I've decided. Will you ride or die Limitless? Yeah, it's time. Oh my god. This is excruciating decisions. We 2x Leclerc, right? If you had 3 transfer, would you still Limitless? It would be closer for sure, but I would still consider Limitless, yes. We haven't gotten tip of the week. We're doing that in like 30 minutes. 2x Verstappen. Yeah, Max or Leclerc 2x for sure. I think I 2x Leclerc. Landa's gonna crash, unlucky. You're probably right, Basil. If I didn't read Limitless in Monaco, what race would you use it? Either Spa or Hungary. What Limitless Delta do you think we'll have in Hungary? All the past years we have data on in Hungary have been decent delta, like 70 above, 70 plus. Never knew F1 Fantasy could get some nerve-wracking. That's why we love it. Going to Limitless in turn 1. Imagine a top 5 crash first corner. I mean, if that happens, you just have to laugh it off. You cannot predict that. My god. Alright, I'm actually completely panicking. 465 concurrent viewers, I think, is my peak. No, okay, but I think my peak is like 495. But we only have 159 likes, guys. You definitely have to leave a like on the stream if I Limitless, right? I feel like that's the rule. I Limitless, you like the stream, okay? It's super simple. It lets YouTube know that, you know, I'm doing something right. Let's get to at least like 250 likes. At least half of you haven't liked it yet, so if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. I do these deadline streams every weekend, and they're not all as nerve-wracking as this one, but some of them have been up there. 194, good job, guys. We can keep going. We can keep going. If you haven't checked me out yet, I am live on Twitch as well for the first time. So If you prefer Twitch, you can be over there. Top of the description is the link to my Twitch. And I will, in the future, continue being live on both platforms at the same time. So that's fun. I'm limitlessing if Rain gets to 250 likes. Well, we're at 214 right now, so... should be good. Would you RB to Ferrari taking a hit with Hadjar but rolling one transfer? No limitless team here. Red Bull to Ferrari taking a hit with Hadjar. Perhaps. It's a difficult one. Final fix is so obvious this week. Piastri to Leclerc. Limitless will not have good delta. I have never seen Ryther specifically says Limitless is quite certain here. The only thing that stands between me and a godlike Limitless is 4 crashes into turn 1. Would you take a hit with Stroll? No, Stroll looks fine for points. For budget building. Ay. Nothing to worry about there, yeah. Time is dire indeed. 224 likes. Let's get to 250. Another 25 people like the stream. And we'll send the Limitless. I think I'm just gonna pop it. Yeah, I need a mod to kill that bot. Yeah, I'll fix. It's the first time I'm live on Twitch. We'll solve it next time. It's funny. I go live for the first time on Twitch and there's instantly bots, and I've never had issues with bots on YouTube. My God. All right, I think it's time. We need some hype music for this. I think it's Limitless time. I think it's time. Oh. I don't want to do this. Okay. History. I have never had a successful Limitless on my main team. Something has always happened. Literally always. Lando crashing. You know, disqualifications. Other random BS. And now I'm considering using it in Monaco of all places. What's my gut telling me? My gut is telling me to Limitless. I have never seen Ryther, which is the lead analyst, or the lead analyst on F1 Fantasy Tools, literally say Limitless is quite certain here. Plus 91 points in race week 8 between best points team versus Limitless. Plus 91 points would be a fantastic Limitless. That's the sort of delta we're looking for. John Mika says, don't do it. Talos says, do it then. Austin says, let's go. Moto G says, it's too risky. Hey man, you're gonna curse us all. I am. Just know that if you Limitless with me, we're all suffering like a 5-car pileup into turn 1. And if that happens, woof, you are the one. Yep. Stress. Let's do it. Alright, it's time. 234 likes. Let's get another 15 likes and we pop it. 15 of you are sitting there and haven't liked the stream yet. At 250 likes, we're popping it. I've decided. It's time. 239, 11 more. We can get there, I know it. 257, woo! It's done. It's popped. No going back now. There's actually no going back. We can still change things, but there's no going back. Oh! Final fix looks better. Shush, Aparov. Shush. Aparov. Oh no. Oh no. Here's the doubt. No. We're gonna rock this. This Delta's huge. Delta's huge. Believe in the Delta. Believe in F1 Fantasy Tools. Humble brag. Humble sponsor. Ah, we did it. Okay. Alright, it's done. It's done. Let's look at some of your teams. Let's look at some of your teams. Oh, that was mental. Hey, you can't tell I don't know my music, you know? On the beat drop. Not even planned. Believe. Believe in the Delta. Whew. Oh my god. Okay. Now, we believe it. I think we put Leclerc 2x. I'm a Ferrari fan. I have to believe in it. We're rocking with this. I'm probably doing the final fix play. By the way, where is the chat? There we go. I sent it 3 submissions that are good in private DM. All right, thank you, Celtic. We'll look at them. Yeah, a lot are similar today. I think I'm just going to, before we do team submissions, because we do have to get to team submissions. Just because of the the massive amount of hype on the stream. 277. Can we reach 300 views? 300 likes this stream? That would be insane. Just because of the massive support on this stream, we'll say cancel the goal. And I'm going to just immediately do tip of the week. That is the worst R I've ever drawn. That's the worst F I've ever drawn. Number 1. Tip of the week. Alright, get your predictions in for tip of the week. Predict F1? Yeah, we're gonna do predicts. But probably like last 10 minutes. Best stream of the year for sure. You know, we've had a couple of good ones so far. Let's see the spam. I think people are catching on. I think people are catching on. Tip of the week, don't Limitless when Rain does it. 2x Lando, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. No, it's sell Mercedes. I don't care if you go to Red Bull, to Williams, or to Ferrari. Like, I just don't trust them. And everyone has them. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Christian, apparently Charles Dowsey will get pole. Of course he does. He can't go up there and big it up. He has to play the underdog. Lando's been playing the underdog for a year and a half with the fastest car. I mean, tip of the week is sell Mercedes, right? And if you do that with, like, there are multiple ways you can do this. You can either do it by, like, using Limitless. You can either do it with, like, just, like, Ferrari final fix strats. There are multiple ways to do it. Multiple ways to do it. Alright, let's do some team submissions. I just need to double check because it's possible that let me go to fantasy. I probably need to do my transfers on my other team. I don't want to forget that because that team's actually like in a good spot, you know. All right, so my good team is actually, I've already used Limitless on this team. So this team has a super easy time. I'm just doing this for 2 free transfers, and then I'm using final fix if Leclerc gets pole. Like the easy change. And then someone asked previously what they thought the best, what they asked me what I thought was the best for Williams team. It's probably something like this, and then prepare for a final fix. Like Sonoda, Albon, McLaren, Williams, Hulk, Colapinto, something like this. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, I've done my transfers on my teams. No negative, I need all the rookies to forward. I think you just gotta believe in the rookies, man. If you want to do it, you can. It could work out, but I'm hoping it's not necessary. I still think no negative is better in the sprint weekend. I'm gonna shout that until I die. Are you sure you want Leclerc over Max? Nope. Not sure at all. But we ball. Alright. Let's... yes, my Limitless is my main team. So this is my main team, but my best team was the one I just showed you, where I'm on the different strategy. Like my highest ranked team. Did you make the predictions? No. Okay, let's do F1 predict and then do team submissions. I'm sorry team submissions is so late today, but it's just like a lot of things happened. Let's just do this so I don't forget. We have 43 minutes to lock in. Make your predictions. Predict the podium. I mean, we gotta go for my boy. Let's do a cheeky Oscar Piastri P2 and actually let's do Verstappen P2 and Piastri. Let's do Norris actually. Let's do this. Boom. Always apply the chip on this one. There's a lot of points to be gained here. Who will take pole position? I'm gonna put Leclerc. Who will qualify the highest? Hajar. How far will Franco Colapinto progress in qualifying? I think he'll go out in Q1. Wait, what is this 25 points? Wait, Q3? Why do I get less points for Q3? What? This is the easiest 2x of all time. Like, what? This is the easiest 2x of all time. What? Who was at the fastest pit stop? Ferrari always. Will we see a new Monaco GP winner? No. Wait. Oh, yeah, no. Who will finish the race ahead? Let's do Isaac Hajar here. I think Antonelli is going to have a tough time. Will we see 20 cars complete the first lap of the race? Yes. How many times will the red flag be used? Oh, it's over 1.5 under. I'm going to say we're just going to have one red flag. Who will be ahead of the team standings after the race? I'm going to put Racing Bulls. Nah, it's not enough points. Let's do Aston Martin, actually. Alonso can get us cheeky P9. Alright, those are my predictions. Boom. Now we do... predictions. Oh no, now we do team submissions. Okay. Ugh. Team submissions. When is team submissions, Salima? It's now. It is now. Alright, so Fraser has not posted his team in the members channel. Unlucky. By the way, what was that? By the way, if you want to become a member of the channel, if you become a member on YouTube, you will have priority. There's a separate members channel on Discord, which if you connect your YouTube to your Discord and you become a member on the channel, you will have access to that server, and that means you can get priority on these team submissions every week. But as Fraser has not posted his in there, we will do just the regular stuff. Celtic went through and looked at a few of them beforehand. So we're going to do those first and see what I think about them. And then we'll go in the order. All right? So, we have a few here from Celtic. So, first we have... the problem is I cannot see... here we go. Remy says, do I downgrade Albon to get Ferrari in? Or do I just go Hadjar to Hulkenberg and call it a day? 2 free transfers available. I think the main thing here is that you already have Red Bull, right? So you don't have Mercedes in there, which is good for you. I don't think you like have to break your team to get Ferrari in there. Like, Ferrari is good, don't get me wrong. I'm getting Ferrari. Like, I was panicking getting Ferrari in there. Yes, I already activated my Limitless, Daniel. I just did. I did it on stream like 20 minutes ago. It was kind of hype. You should go back and watch. I timed to the beat drop. It was pretty sick. So I don't think you need to break your team. And I think you could honestly just do Hadjar to Hulkenberg and call it today. I think that's a completely fine... Like, you don't have to rush it, and then you have final fix available with Piastri to Leclerc if Leclerc gets pole. Let's go back to here. We have current team budget 113.2 and 2 transfers. Piastri, Bortoleto, Albon, Colapinto, and Hadjar. We have Mercedes in there. Now we have Ferrari in all these teams. Possibility to no negative is completely reasonable. That's just... Oh yeah, you can afford to just get Ferrari in with 1 transfer. I think you do this. I wouldn't pop no negative just because the reason to not use no negative is because that leaves you open to use final fix later. Does final fix count as a transfer? No, it does not. So I think actually the answer to no negative questions, and I'm going to say this now, is you don't use no negative because you might want to use final fix. And I do think the final fix is stronger than a no negative potential this week. You final fix Piastri to Leclerc if Leclerc gets pole. But I definitely prefer option 1 here. Like, you might, if you can afford Ferrari and Hulkenberg, you might as well. There's no reason to keep Hadjar if you have to. Alright, let's see here. Then we have Celtics team here. Williams, McLaren, Piastri, Albon, Stroll. So that I assume that's current team. And we have Leclerc already. So I think this is one of the main things. Don't buy Leclerc. Like, don't transfer in Piastri to Leclerc. It's better to just wait and final fix Leclerc in if Leclerc actually gets pole. Because if you transfer Leclerc in, you're gonna get the budget drops from Leclerc, number 1. And then if Leclerc doesn't get pole, you're gonna hate yourself. So I think, like, out of all these teams, Limitless is the best because I wouldn't advise getting Leclerc into any team. You will Limitless? I will. Let's scroll back up to the start and look at a few more teams. Now, obviously... Oh, FFUs, remember? Yeah, I forgot about that. So... Okay. This doesn't mark as red, okay. There's a lot of meta teams here. I think the main thing, again, I'm going to pop this up here. Sell Mercedes. Then whether you go to... Like, whether you Limitless... Oops. Like, you can either do it by Limitless, or you get Red Bull Racing, or you get Ferrari, or you get Williams. Like, either scenario is fine. You just have, like, this is the important bits. So, Abhijit here, budget 113. Think of no negative. The thing is, I prefer the final fix strats so like above the no negative so vividly that I'm gonna say to no to no negative chips. Let's see. We've done Remy's. Let's see. So Philosa here. Final fix up to Verstappen. Final fix up to Leclerc. I think that's good. Like, actually having the option to final fix Verstappen in if he gets pole, I think that's also a good strat if you have money in the bank, right? But yeah, the main thing is get rid of Mercedes, obviously. Best B and C tier assets to target. Here you go. Here's my Monaco thing. Best C tier or no, like B tier assets to target is Colapinto, Yuki Tsunoda, Gasly, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, and Albon. Not in that order. In whichever order you can afford them in. Rangers tune in. You going with Ferrari and Hulkenberg? No, I'm limitlessing. Right on. I'm limitlessing. Oh no, that was Obito that asked. We are limitlessing. Here we go. Alright, let's see. Let's do a few more team submissions before we call it and do general questions. Updates on Hamilton's car. I haven't seen anything, but I assume it's fine. I'll take the risk on my third team, and we'll do Limitless. I mean, I do think it's fine to take the risk on the third team, right? But yeah, Hamilton's car, I would assume it's fine. Hey Rain, is final fixing whoever gets pole a guaranteed move given the mandatory 2-stop? I'm just wary of final fixing to Leclerc, even if he gets pole given Ferrari's usual lack of strategy. I think Ferrari's been decent on strategy this year, to be honest. It was like 3 years ago that they fumbled really hard. Obviously, there's a less of a guarantee with a 2-stopper that he's gonna finish first when he starts on pole. But like, if you're, let's take my team that doesn't limitless, for example. If Leclerc takes pole, I will final fix. Would you still limit this with a potential 0.5 million budget gain? My budget is 7.4 million. I mean, I'm also probably losing budget on the limitless. I just think the limitless looks good enough. And I also just get the chip out of the way. Have you locked in your team yet? I mean, I've locked in that I'm using limitless. I should probably just add like something to say it. I can only choose one Tsunoda or Gasly. Massive price difference between the two. I would probably go for Tsunoda. I think Tsunoda's a greater upside than Gasly. Hamilton or Russell and Leclerc is a 2x in the Limitless. I mean, I think I'm going Hamilton, and I think I'm doing Leclerc on the 2x. I could go Verstappen 2x as well. I'm probably not doing Piastri because everyone has Piastri. Change Mercedes for Ferrari, but I would have to choose Alonso leaving Gasly. I mean, yeah. I mean, Alonso's dropping down to 4.5 million after this race. What will be the next best chance to limit this after Monaco? Hungary, probably. Or Spa, if Spa looks good. Selling Mercedes is best to get Rebel Racing and have three transfers next week, or go Williams, Tsunoda. I would go to Rebel Racing. If you're not going Ferrari, I would go for Rebel Racing and just keep transfers for next week. And a lot of things can change next week, right? You probably want to sell Bortoletto to Alonso next week because Alonso is going to be 4.5 million. You might want to get Carlos Sainz depending on how he performs this week, because Carlos Sainz is likely to drop in price this week, and then next week, depending on his score, if he gets a decent haul, he could be really good at like 9.1 or whatever million. Pierre Gasly could obviously still be good. So I think a lot of drivers that we don't have could be really strong next week. So three free transfers looks good. Is this your final team for the week? I think so, yes. Hamilton gearbox changes? I haven't seen anything about it. Everything I've seen about a Hamilton gearbox change has been from Twitter and chats. I haven't seen any reputable source state that Hamilton's gonna have a gearbox change. But I'll obviously like try and look into it when we get closer to the deadline, because if that is the case, I'd probably go Russell over Hamilton. Weird question. If the people in my private league are putting their 2x on Piastri, should I do that for safety or just put it on Leclerc? I say you play different. It also depends. Like, are you chasing points or are you ahead? Like, if they're chasing you, you play it safe. If you're chasing them, you play it differential. I'm stuck between going Williams for budget or Limitless for points. That's the everlasting question. If no Limitless, would you say FF? I mean, I can't say FF until after qualifying, because it all depends on what happens in qualifying. But probably yes. I mean, at least then final fix is an opportunity. No more team reviews. I don't think I have that much more to say about team reviews, honestly. That's the thing. So since we have no more members team reviews, I think we're done there. It's all very like generic tips. Like I haven't seen anything that's like super unique. So I think we're done for the day there, unfortunately. Also, there was just so much to discuss and consider for this week. Any updates on Hamilton's car? I haven't seen anything. You guys let me know. Thank you for the stream again. Thank you for being here, TTB. But I'll be here for a while though. I'm gonna watch the qualifying. It's gonna be an exciting one. I just destroyed my stream setup. What? Okay, there we go. Whoops. I'm ahead in one of them and chasing in one of them by a little, like 100 points. I'll be doing Leclerc then. On Lewis' car, we changed the nose, front wing, and right front suspensions. We will replace the entire rear end, including left and right hand suspension and gearbox, as this is a quicker procedure. Okay. Well, he doesn't take a penalty for that. He's not parked for a mate until quali, so we're fine. Okay, so Lewis had to take a new gearbox, but I don't see why that should prohibit him. Unless he's already reached his quota, but I don't think they would do that for this race. Keep Williams or go Limitless. I have Albon and Stroll. If you already have Limitless in your team, like from prior weekend, I think Limitless is even stronger because you get the price increase of Williams. Open the other team of yours? Sure, I can do that. I have to do it in incognito though, because otherwise it logs this one out. Alright, so this is my other team that is top 10k in the world. And this is what the team looks like. More people on Williams than Mercedes. Yeah, that's crazy. If I'm I mean, I also think like the 90% picked rate here is that's like the elite managers, right? No rain forecast? No, it looks dry. Are we going Limitless? I'm going Limitless, yes. This is my other team. On this team, you've used Limitless, correct? Yes. On this team, I used Limitless in Saudi. Very successfully, I might add. I can show the history of this team. This team obviously didn't play in... I made this like a new account, China. And then... Boom, 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 come back to back. Might even fun a fix here. 4 chips in a row. Any reason in particular for choosing Limitless? Yes. So the reason for that is, I mean, there's multiple reasons. One is this. So Ryther on F1 Fantasy Tools said Limitless is quite certain here as the points delta looks really good. It's also a very clear top 2 according to simulations, with McLaren, Ferrari, plus Max Verstappen, so it's very easy to fix. Ferrari's still trying to fix Hamilton's car. Good information, Joseph. We'll keep that updated. Rain, one team only with rookies. Best option to use the 2x. Probably Kimi Antonelli, but if you want to be wild, maybe Hydra. If I change my team for BB and then put Limitless, what's BB? Which team gets the BB? I don't know what BB means. Trust me, Russell will outscore Hamilton this weekend. Ah. You might not be wrong. Oh, budget building. Gotcha. So what was the question then? If I reread that. If I change my team for budget building and then put Limitless, which team gets the budget building? I still don't really understand the question, but you can't buy budget building assets and then Limitless. Like because you're after Limitless, your team reverts back to what it was the prior weekend. So who do you think is gonna crash out? If I had to guess one, I'm gonna say Lawson. He's under a lot of pressure. He's been crash prone before. If I had to guess anyone, it would be him. All right, we have another 15 minutes, 18 minutes until the deadline. So we will, for sure, keep an eye out on Hamilton's car. I think that's the main thing, right? I'm gonna log into F1 TV here and just have that up so I don't miss any news about it.
There's lots of different tactics.
Oh, cannot do that. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna slightly lower the music here. All right, I have it ready. Why do you go for Hamilton? I mean, I can still make transfers. I have Limitless. I can make how many transfers I want. Hamilton's car is good to go. It looks like it, right? Are you going to Limitless on the main team? Yes. Now the question is just, do I 2x Leclerc or Max? And do I have Hamilton or Russell? Had to report the stream to the F1 CEO, unfortunately. No! No! Please, I'll do anything. Why so much faith in Ferrari? I just joined. They looked really good in practice. Ham will make it. I think so as well. Leclerc, I think, will be driver of the day. Yeah, that's the main thing with Leclerc, right? Yuki Tsunoda got driver of the day for P12 in Red Bull. In Japan, so... Yeah, what happened, Owen, is that Ferrari decided to just put on the rear wing of last year, and suddenly, like, they're up there among the top again. Yeah, that is always a concern, right? But not much we can do about that. Williams and Sonoda or Ferrari and Hulk, and prioritize your budget, but don't want to over prioritize. I don't think it's over prioritizing to go for Williams. I think Williams is a pretty good option. In your initial team before Utility Limited, what would you do if you had the budget? Change only Mercedes to Ferrari, or go with Albon, Sonoda, and a Williams team? I would do Mercedes to Ferrari, but I would have had to do Albon down to Gasly as well. I don't think Albon, Sonoda, and Williams. I don't think I personally would have gone for the Albon, Sonoda, Williams team, but it's definitely an option. I do have that team on one of my teams. All right. By the way, celebrations. We've hit 300 likes on the stream. Thank you so much. That is greatly appreciated. If you don't know, I am currently also live streaming on Twitch for the first time. So first time ever simul streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you haven't checked out my Twitch, it's top of the description. And even if you're not on Twitch, just pop on over there, give it a follow, close it, and never look at it again. But that helps. Every little bit helps. So make sure you do that if you haven't. And, I mean, right now here on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed yet, I think you should. We're closing in on 3K, which would be a cool milestone to hit. I mean, obviously Max winning is definitely on the table, right? But it's just the driver of the day points for Leclerc is... Especially if he were to win, that would be massive, massive, massive. The thing I like about Limitless as well, like, obviously it's not fantastic from my previous team for budget reasons, but since Ferrari look good here, we don't know if they're going to be good in Spain, like, at all. They could just go back to being the fourth fastest team. I haven't made that commitment to Ferrari yet, and I still have Albon on my team. When did you decide to do Limitless? About 43 minutes ago. About 43 minutes ago. Alright. Is there anything we haven't done? We've done Tip of the Week. Sell Mercedes. We've done F1 Predict. We've done team submissions. Not that many team submissions this week, but, you know, sometimes that happens. I have made transfers on all my teams. We've done the tier lists. I think we've done everything, right? I think we're just doing questions from chat now. Up until the deadline. And also keep an eye out for any last-minute information that pops in. Hadjar or Gasly? Gasly. If you can choose one or the other, I would go for Gasly, for sure. I think that's kind of a no-brainer, in my opinion. Gasly looks really good for budget gain, and Hadjar doesn't. I have both Haas drivers. Should I take a -10 and swap Mercedes for Ferrari? I mean, you definitely sell Ocon. I think there is a world where you could maybe keep Behrman. Limitless, even with 0 budget gain, I have Ocon in the team. That's a difficult one, Ingard. I do think, like, Hadjar's better, but what's Ocon's budget build? It's terrible, right? Yeah, Ocon is like the worst one of the lot. I think Ocon is expensive enough that you can maybe just get Ferrari without it. So you can just do Ocon down to, if you don't already have, like, either Bortoletto or Hulkenberg or Colapinto, and then just get Ferrari anyway. So I think it's different for you because Ocon is like so bad, like a guaranteed 0.6, whereas like Hadjar could maybe only decrease 0.2, you know? So I think it's different for you, Ingard, with Ocon. I think Ocon like has to be sold. Did I put Ocon in C, by the way? Yeah, that's definitely incorrect. Ocon should be F. Yeah, I think this is more accurate. How about bringing Sainz, Gasly in and Stroll, Hadjar out, or go with Limitless? I wouldn't like rush to bring in Sainz in. I think Sainz is going to be better from next week on his home race. I think Gasly now is the main. Gasly's a good pick this week, for sure. Limitless with Ferrari, Red Bull, worth for a differential. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it, if I'm honest. If doing Limitless, use the 2x. That's the $10 million question, Comron. I think I'm leaning Leclerc because if Leclerc wins or like even gets on the podium, he could get driver of the day. So I'm leaning Leclerc because of the driver of the day home race potential. We've already seen how strong that is this season with Yuki Tsunoda getting driver of the day in Japan, even though he only got 12th. I think the second best option is probably Max, just because he's a differential. Not a lot of people have him, and I could definitely see him winning this race. Third, I would probably put Norris, just because, again, it's different from Piastri. And, I mean, Norris could definitely turn up and win. And then it's probably Piastri and Hamilton equal. The reason I'm not going for Piastri is because, like, everyone who doesn't Limitless and doesn't Final Fix has Piastri 2x. So you want to be differential when you're Limitlessing to increase your chance for a higher delta. Yes, Hamilton is doing qualifying. I'm like 96% sure Hamilton is doing quality. Worth Stroll to Gasly for a -10? No. Stroll is not bad budget-wise, and like the reason you're getting Gasly is because he's good budget. Stroll is like also good for budget, so I would keep Stroll. I would not do a -10. 2x on Max? I think 2x on Max is reasonable. I'm just going to put it in Leclerc because I think Leclerc's driver of the day potential is really important. What's up? Full support. Took Limitless but so scared that someone crashes. Yeah, I am also scared, Killmonger, for sure. Welcome to the Twitch side. I am also terrified. We want to see anything but a pile up into turn 1. I'm gonna stay with Piastri, Albon, Stroll, Hadjar, Colapinto to take Limitless. Yeah, that looks good, yeah. I'm gonna go with Ferrari Crash. Okay, Pable. Okay. Stroll to Tsunoda for a -10? No, I wouldn't sell Stroll for a -10. I would sell Ocon for a -10, maybe. But, like, I just, in general, I don't think it's almost ever worth it to sell a C-tier driver to another C-tier driver for a -10. The, like, only situation where it would be worth it is if, like, you have to downgrade 2 C-tier drivers to upgrade one of your premium drivers and you really want the premium. Maybe then. But in general, I would almost always say no. Like, Ocon to for a -10, maybe. Like, maybe. But I don't think Stroll is that bad of an option, to be real. My aim on the team was Stroll, Oscar, Colapinto, Bortoletto, Hadjar, McLaren, Mercedes. Should I Limitless? I mean, you're in a very similar boat to what I was, right? So I don't think it's... I mean, you had Stroll instead of Albon, so it's slightly worse, but only slightly. Gasly or Hulk? I prefer Gasly over Hulk. Could you explain why to use Limitless this race versus save it in the future? Sorry if you went over that. I have gone over that multiple times, but not like necessarily in this stream. In general, Limitless is actually slightly better in a single race weekend than a sprint weekend, which kind of counterintuitive, but essentially it's all to do with Limitless Delta. I have an entire video about it called like, best Limitless strategy or something like that. And Monaco's really good because all the cheap drivers are not getting points in Monaco because there's no way they can overtake and gain positions, right? So in a normal race, Ollie Behrman starts P20 and ends up P11 because that's just what the Haas does every race, and he gets a 15-pointer. That's not going to happen in Monaco. So in Monaco, the only drivers to get points are the big drivers who goes, P1 through 6 maybe. So the delta between someone who uses Limitless and has all those drivers versus someone who doesn't have Limitless is quite big. So when you're looking for a good weekend to Limitless in, you're looking for a good delta weekend. And again, a Limitless delta is the difference between you who used Limitless and someone who doesn't use Limitless. Because it doesn't matter if you get 450 points on your Limitless in a sprint weekend if those who didn't use Limitless also get 400 points, right? If those who didn't, that's just a 50-point delta, and that's actually like a quite poor Limitless. A good Limitless usually will have a delta like above 80 points, I would say. Verstappen or Leclerc for 2x. I prefer Leclerc, but I think it's very close, and I think you can go for both. Is there a chance of rain? I'm gonna say no, Steven. There was a bit of like rain risk earlier in the week, but it looks really sunny on the live stream, and all the weather reports that I've looked at over the course of this stream has said no. I have Ocon and Behrman and Mercedes. Do I keep Mercedes and make the 2 transfers, or am I cooked? I mean, if you can just sell Ocon and Merc, I would rather keep Behrman than Mercedes. Because Behrman starting last could maybe do something with like a safety car or a weird strategy, or if like 5 cars crash, at least he's gonna gain some positions because of that grid penalty. So if you can sell, like, downgrade Ocon and upgrade Merc to either Red Bull or Ferrari, that's what I would do personally. You're gambling your Limitless during the sprint weekends. I think it's totally fine, Cozy. The thing with Limitless in a sprint weekend that's good is that you can look at the sprint qualifying. So the best example for that is China last year. China last year was amazing for Limitless because Max Verstappen, who ended up winning the race, started like P8. So there was a lot of overtakes for the drivers that ended up getting most points, like with the most points. Like your Limitless drivers got a lot of overtakes in the sprint. So if like crazy stuff happens in the sprint qualifying, then for sure Limitless is really good in the sprint. Can you tell me how many points you got in Miami with no negative? So in Miami, I got 325, which I think offsets a lot of the Limitless delta. Because the only reason, by the way, I just want to say this, if you used Limitless in Miami, you're lucky that there were so many DNFs on highly owned B-tier drivers, such as, Alonso, Behrman, Bortoletto, like all of those cheap drivers that DNF'd, Lawson, that a lot of people had. If there weren't for those DNFs, Limitless in Miami would have been one of the worst ones ever. I'm not even joking. Like, the reason the Limitless delta in Miami was, like, above average, it wasn't even amazing, by the way. Saudi Arabia and Japan were better. But Miami Limitless users got saved by the DNFs. Luke F1, welcome. Dropping by for a quick hi. Thank you so much for the like, man. You're killing it on your content lately. I watched a few of them. I can't watch everything, obviously, because, but... good luck this week. I'm doing Limitless. So, we'll see how that goes. Delta was 78 points in Miami. Yeah, I mean, 78 points Delta is not bad in 78 points Delta is not bad, but like that's a good Limitless. It's just not like amazing. Like, Saudi was like 120 points. It was insane. Yeah, no negative was massive in Miami for sure. I'm definitely happy I did that. I think I'm locking this team. I'm gonna post it now. I've seen nothing to dissuade me from going for Hamilton. Limitless too hard to look away from the dominance in practice sessions for. Yep, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Delta looks really good. Delta looks really good. Alright. Team locked for the hashtag Monaco GP. Yeah. Delta is too good to ignore. It's limitless. Baby. Limitless too good to ignore. Quick post. Whoa! Don't ban me. How did I manage to unmute my F1 TV? There you go. No. Alright. If you're currently here, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And interact with this. Just go onto Twitter if you use that website and like it or retweet it or whatever. Now, I don't think... Okay. So, what's going to happen here? We have 3 minutes until the deadline. When the deadline comes, I will be finishing the stream here on YouTube, moving over to Twitch. So, if you want to watch the qualifying with me, link top of the description. I will stay live on Twitch. I'm going to end the stream on YouTube. The reason for that is because when the deadline hits, majority of people leave, and that kills the stream YouTube side. Like, YouTube algorithm just kills the stream and doesn't recommend the stream anymore. So I'd rather end the stream on the deadline and finish up the, like, watch-along, essentially, on Twitch. So, top of the description is the link to Twitch. You can migrate there now if you want to watch me looking at the Grand Prix. Or not the Grand Prix, the qualifying. Any final question? Hadjar or Alonso? I mean, both are probably going to drop in price. Probably Alonso if I had to pick, right? Because Alonso's going to drop 4, maybe Hadjar has a chance to drop 0.2. I think I prefer Hadjar for this race and then Alonso for next race. Hamilton or Russell in Limitless? I prefer Hamilton. But I can see the argument for going for Russell for sure. I think you want a bigger delta than first, second for FF Oscar Leclerc. Maybe, but since it's not 2x, it's like it's pretty decent. I will discuss. If Leclerc gets pole, I'll make an entire separate video and post it on my channel about Final Fix. So definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Alright, final bit of likes. Can we get 2 more likes on the stream to reach 325? I think that will be a new record for the stream. 170 people in here. I'm sure 2 of you have not liked the stream on YouTube yet. So make sure you do so. 2 minutes until the deadline. 1 minute until the deadline now. 2 people definitely have not liked the stream in here that's currently watching. So make sure you like the stream. Get to 325. That will be a new record for the stream. 333. Thank you so much. Yes, you can type in Twitch chat. It's in like 10-second slow mode, I think, but yes, you can type in there. Alright, I see some few people trickling into the Twitch chat. Tricky Bovis, Golden Kappa check? Nope. Sir CPR, welcome. So make sure you drop over to the Twitch. I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube after the deadline. Because again, I don't want to do that. Ideally, YouTube algorithm wouldn't be what it is, but we have to do what we have to do sometimes. So get over onto Twitch, top of the description, and we will watch the qualifying and react to it. So yes, you can type in Twitch chat. Alright, I don't think we have any more questions. I think that's the team lock deadline done and over with. Boom, there we go, top of the hour, and the teams are locked. Fantastic. Limitless activated. Let's see if it pays off. Alright. So I'm gonna end the stream now on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, if you want to watch me react to the qualifying, again, top of the description, Twitch link. Click that and join me on Twitch, where we'll react to, I guess, Leclerc hitting the wall in Q1 and going out. Cars are on track. We're gonna move over to F1 dashboard. Alright, I'm ending stream now on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. 342 likes is insane. What a stream. What a moment activating the Limitless. So can't wait for the next one. Live next week again, same time, 2 hours before the deadline. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Probably a final fix video out later tonight if something exciting happens in qualifying. I'll see you on the next stream. Twitch viewers, don't go anywhere. I'm just ending it on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and want to watch me react to the qualifying, Twitch link, top of the description. Alright, ending now on YouTube. See you guys. Alright, Twitch. Let's see.